Hey everybody, Andre here, and today I want to do a year in review, 2024, of my work. It's been such an interesting year that I thought I'd make a sort of a video journal entry, have something to look back on a year from now, 5 years from now, see how things were back in 2024. So, yeah, if you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that I am a full-time musician. I wear lots of different musical hats. I am a composer, I'm an educator, I'm a conductor, I'm a singer. I do all of these different things, and so I've been sort of cobbling together a life for myself and for my family doing music, and it's kind of an amazing thing. I've been wanting to do a separate video talking about what it's like being a full-time musician, and what are some of the things that are great about it, some things that are not as great about it. So maybe stay tuned for that longer video in 2025 when I have hopefully a little bit more time. Who's to say? What is time even? I don't even know. But in any case, this is the year in review of 2024. So the first kind of big thing that happened at the beginning of this year was I had a really major commission by the Choral Arts Society of New Jersey. My friend Martin Siddick, he commissioned me to write a piece based on a poem by another New Jersey artist, a New Jersey poet. And it's called The Greatest Miracle, and it was basically about the wonder of watching your little girl grow up and play, and seeing the magic through her eyes. And I actually wrote the piece before my child was born at the end of last year, but it didn't get its premiere until the beginning of this year, and it was just kind of a magical thing. So you can watch the scrolling score video of that on my channel. I think I'm very proud of that piece. I think it's a very special piece to me. And I think the performance is great, and I hope that other performances happen. I hope to do it with my own choirs as well. So that was the first big thing of the year. Another big thing of the year, and from now on, I'm going to start going in sort of not a chronological order, but my album released, a Sonic Tapestry, the first full-length album of my choral music was released. We recorded it back in August of last year, and it was a huge undertaking, and I had lots of support from you guys, and a lot of patrons were contributed to this, and it was basically entirely crowdfunded. This project is amazing. And so the album finally was released at the late spring, early summer, and goodness, wow, I'm just so happy with the result. I think some of the pieces were performed better than they have ever, and some of the pieces were performed for the first time. So if you haven't checked it out, it's available on my Bandcamp. If you want to support me, you can purchase the album there. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, wherever. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that. So those two big things, a big commission and the album coming out. Another big thing was one of the choirs that I am a part of, one of the professional choirs that I sing in, Concora, had their 50th anniversary celebration back in the spring, 50 years of Concora. And as part of that celebration, one of the concerts that was put on was Concora. It was this idea of past, present, and future. And so what the director, Chris Shepard, wanted to do is feature some of the conductors and composers of the group in the concert. So I was asked to feature one of my pieces, and I was able to guest conduct that piece, Live, Love, Grow, which has now been performed a few times and was on that album. And I am really proud of this piece. I really think this piece has legs. It's got a lot of vibrant colors. It has accessible voice leading, but it's kind of a challenging thing to put together, but not that challenging. It's like rides the line. So hopefully in the next few years, maybe that piece will get taken up by more people. But that was kind of an extraordinary thing, conducting this wonderful professional choir, performing my piece, and I think it was one of the finest performances in my work that has happened. And also it was one of the most attended, up until that point, attended performances of my career. I had another performance in Carnegie Hall pre-pandemic that was very, very well attended, but beyond that one, this was probably like the most attended. It's several hundred people, I think, were in the crowd for that, which was just so awesome. So that's another big one. Related to Concora, just a little while later during the summer, Concora has a summer festival that they host, and I was asked to come and speak about my music. I co-presented with another wonderful composer, Ellen Gilson Voth, and we both talked about our music. And it was really cool to kind of nerd out on the process of writing music with other artists. It was kind of a cool thing. So that was basically the first half of the year. A lot of my time this year was devoted to being a dad. So that was really great, just watching the first few months of that, this whirlwind. So I purposely did not do as much in the first half of the year. I took time off from a few different things, but still, we were able to get it done. We were able to get some nice musical events in the first half of the year. But things started to pick back up a little bit in the fall. I was asked to the Into the Light Ensemble is a wonderful chamber group in the Boston area, and they've been so good to me. They've been so good for my music, and so they asked me if I had a piece that they could perform in one of their series. And I happen to have a piece, and it's this 10-year-old piece called Power of Love that has not seen the light of day in a very long time, and they performed it beautifully, and it's one of the things that I'm going to post there. I'm going to post their performance. You can go listen to it on their own YouTube channel, Into the Light Ensemble. But I'm going to post it on my channel eventually once I have a little bit more free time, whenever that will happen. But that was really cool. And coming back to the piece, I didn't revise it at all. So hearing what my music sounded like 10 years ago, I was like, whoa, really? He was making those choices? So it was a very interesting thing. I think the piece is okay, and I think they did a fabulous job on it. But I certainly, I don't write like that anymore. That's not the me who I am right now. It was a nice little kind of like time capsule moment. Another big thing that happened, so we're now in the fall, was I was asked to be a guest conductor for a high school choral festival, the Charter Oak Music Festival. And I've done some guest conducting. I did guest conducting in the spring for Concora, but I've only ever guest conducted small bits, like a piece here and there. I've never actually been asked to come in and do a full thing, prepare the program, prepare the kids. I usually work with adults. I work with either professional singers or community ensembles or church choirs. And so I've never actually worked in this capacity with younger students, with high school level people. I've done like voice lessons and stuff like that, but that's a totally different animal. So we came in, it was a 2-day thing, 2 days of rehearsals and then a concert. It's like, wow, it was so inspiring because all these kids really wanted to be there and they worked so hard, and the pieces I chose for them, they were not the easiest. It wasn't like an instant gratification kind of thing. They actually had to work for it, which was really, really cool. And one of the cool things about that was actually one of the 4 pieces that we did was something that I wrote for the kids, for the festival. So we had this world premiere of a piece of mine. And I haven't posted the video yet, but again, it's on my list of things to do, but it's definitely my most accessible piece yet. It's written with young singers in mind, a lot of unison. It's pretty tonal. It's sort of like this, it's got a faux gospel feeling to it. And it's all about how singing can bring us all together. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully, I'm gonna try to publish it, obviously, because I think it has legs. So hopefully it gets picked up. But that was a really big milestone for me. Wow, it's like people are asking me to come in and do stuff. When you're doing this, when you're doing music professionally, I feel like there's a turning point that happens, and this is a turning point that I've come to that point where people that I don't know who I am. And that's so cool. That is so cool, because then those people ask you to do stuff, and then you end up knowing them, and then there's just like, and then it's like a blossoming flower, or like the root system of some plants just like expanding outwards, and just it's all interconnected. It's just, I don't know, it's very magical. It's a very magical feeling. It's a very gratifying feeling, and I just hope that this is just the start of so many more of these kinds of experiences, because I personally had an enormous amount of fun, and I think that the kids also had a ton of fun. So, hey, if you're out there and you're looking for a guest conductor for your high school choral festival, I'm your guy. I got you. Give me a call. Send me an email. It would be great to hear from you. Okay, and sort of the last big thing that happened was I've been very lucky to have my music done all over the world, but I've never had a Canadian premiere. And so I had some of my organ pieces done in Canada this December for their Advent season. I think, oh gosh, how many did Alexandra Full? I hope I said your last name right. But yeah, she performed maybe five or six of my pieces during Advent season. It's just like, dang. That's so cool. And so, yeah, so I've now been performed in Canada. So officially my music has been done in Mexico, this US and Canada. So that's cool. I gotta make my way down into South America a little bit. I've had something done in Costa Rica, and I think I had something done in Brazil, but that was the tangential thing. I'd have to look back at my records, but so I need to work my way down into South America a little bit more. But that was really cool. That was really cool, and just seeing how that music is being done, and that was very fortuitous because Alexandra posted on Facebook in some composers group or whatever, and I responded. I said, hey, check this out. This is what I got, and then we had a very nice correspondence. And they ended up doing some interesting things. They added some instrumentalists to those pieces, which was pretty cool. I mean, the music was written for organ, and so she added some extra stuff to it. And it's just like, dang, it's just really cool. It's just really cool. Let's talk about some numbers, some stats. Okay, so as a singer, I was involved in 10 concerts this year, which, considering I took a lot of time off in the spring, I think that's pretty great. So yeah, 10 concerts. I conducted two full concerts. So in my community choir in the spring, and then also this choral festival in the fall. I also did that guest conducting thing with Concora, but I counted that concert towards my singing because I sang in that concert also. 3 of those concerts, though, were really interesting because those 3 concerts were with Andrea Bocelli. So one of the professional choirs that I sing in, Voce, another Hartford-based choir, we were asked to perform with Andrea Bocelli back in February. And I guess they liked us so much that they said, hey, come back, we're gonna hire you for 2 more concerts. So we performed with Andrea Bocelli for their Christmas concerts, one in Boston at TD Garden, and one at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, which was so cool. And just like when sharing the stage with people who are just of the highest caliber. And even though it's sort of like not necessarily the most musical environment, I mean, this is where the Bruins play, or the Connecticut Sun plays, it's just like, it's a stadium. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But the cool part about that is that there's no way that you can fit 25,000 people into a concert hall, right? Unless you're playing at the Sydney Opera House, though. And I don't even think that the Sydney Opera House can hold 25,000 people. You'll have to check that out. Go to Wikipedia or whatever. But dang, performing in front of, I think it was around 26,000, something like that in Boston, and then about 15,000 at Mohegan, something like that. It's just like, wow. Getting in front of that, it's like going out into the field, and it's like you're playing on a football team or something. It's just crazy. So that was really fun. Some more stats. Like you probably know, I'm an educator. I teach music theory and music composition stuff. I teach at the college level, and I taught 9 classes total this year. you might say, well, that's not so bad. What's 9 classes? Well, I taught 2 in the spring, 2 in the spring semester, and I taught 7 in the fall semester. I can safely say that I never want to teach 7 classes in one semester ever again. That was crazy. That was crazy. I taught 6 at one school and 1 at another school, and it's just like, dang. It's a lot of work, a lot of work. But frankly, I really like it. I really like teaching, and it's very gratifying, and I'm very lucky in that way, because I feel like a lot of people, especially people, I don't want to, and I'm not calling anybody out, but if you're like, you're working a 9 to 5 in some office job, you're there, you're getting an awesome paycheck, but you're there and you don't enjoy what you're doing. Just like, I hope that paycheck's worth it, because gosh, that wouldn't be worth it for me. So I'd rather do this. I'd rather really like what I do, and I sure as hell like what I do. So some more stats. YouTube. This was the big one for me. YouTube was a massive success for me this year. And I'm not monetized or anything, not yet, but I am a YouTube partner, which is pretty cool. I finally achieved that. I am getting a little bit closer to getting monetized. But my big problem is that I just don't have the time to record longer videos. And it's the long videos, their watch hour counts towards the monetization rather than the shorts watch hours. You need something like 10 million shorts views over 90 days in order to get monetized through shorts. And that is just an unachievable number for the kind of content that I'm making. But it is possible that I will be monetized using the longer form content. I just need to have more time to do it. And not teaching 7 classes in one semester will help with getting more time. So my spring currently looks a lot more reasonable. But in any case, back to YouTube, I have some really amazing stats that I'd like to share. I only recorded 13 sort of regular videos, the long form format, which is not a lot, and a few of them were scrolling score videos, but that's okay. But I did record 366 shorts. I posted a short almost every day. I think I missed 4 days for various extenuating circumstances, but 366 shorts. And I might have repeated a chord progression maybe twice. I might have made something similar, but never reposting. 366 brand new, fresh clips. And I'm going to keep doing it because I have had the most fun doing this. Not only has it boosted my channel numbers, which I'll get to in a second, but they've also boosted my confidence in my piano playing. They've boosted my ability to just compose on the fly. I've been improvising so much better because I'm constantly practicing. I'm constantly coming up with these chord progressions, and it's just that dedicated time of just disciplined work has been so good for me because I have given myself this goal of I've got to do this every day. I'm gonna get this done, and I've done it, except for like those 4 or 5 days or whatever. But I'm just really proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself, and I think that the shorts that I've done have been really, really cool. Just really quite a satisfying experience and journey, and I'm not even close to being dried up in terms of the creative output. So stay tuned for more. I still got 2 more days before the end of the year, so you're gonna see at least 2 more shorts before year's end. But here are the other numbers, and this is really in part due to the shorts performance. But I've gotten 730,000 views on my channel this year. And that is such an absurd number to me. And even when I think about those concerts that I sang, with Voce, and we performed one concert in front of 25,000 people. I mean, that's an enormous amount. But that number pales in comparison to 730,000 views in 1 year. just amazing. My channel, we surpassed 1 million views this a month ago, something like a month ago. And it's very humbling, and the fact that people actually like care enough to go watch this stuff, and then watch it for 9,000 hours. 9,000 hours. I haven't paid the math budget, so I can't tell you off the top of my head how many, like what that translates to in terms of days, but it's a lot of days. It's a lot of time spent watching me ramble on and watching me play some chords, and I don't know, that's so awesome, and I'm so grateful that people tuned in. I wish those 9,000 hours counted towards the monetization, but we will take it. We will take it. It is so awesome. So we're not going to hit 10,000 before the year's end, but next year we'll see where we're at. And then, most of all, 2,700 new subscribers. 2,700 new subscribers this past year. And it's 2,700 more people that care, that want to keep coming back, that are excited and interested in seeing the work that I'm doing. It's very humbling. It's very, very humbling. And I'm just so grateful for your viewership and for you coming back, and I recognize your names when you comment, and it's like, oh, this person has been here before. Totally Not a Pie in particular, you've commented on like 35 different videos. I so appreciate you. I remember. So all of you folks who keep coming back and comment, just know that it really does mean a lot to me. So we'll see how we go for next year. Can we hit 10,000 subscribers by next year's end? We didn't quite make 5,000 this year, but we're definitely going to hit 5,000 before the end of January. And so my plan is to do like a big Q&A type video for 5,000 subs. So if you have any questions that you might want me to answer, I'm happy to answer them. But those are the stats. Those are the numbers. Those are the things that I did this year. And I might have forgotten a few things, but yeah, that was my professional life. And you might ask, well, what are you most proud of? What is the thing that you did that was the most important to you? And I have 3 things. And those 3 things are none of the things that I have said so far. The first thing was that I ran a half marathon for the first time. And I gave myself a goal, and I surpassed the goal. And I was very proud. I worked very hard, and it was nice to do something not musical, and really take my health very seriously. And I'm going to do more. My plan is to do 2 half marathons now, every year until my body says, "Please stop." I had a pretty good time. I'm on the larger side of a person. I'm 6'6". When I started training for the half marathon, I was 230 pounds. Now I've dropped quite a significant amount of weight, but my height is still 6'6". But I did it in 1 hour and 43 minutes, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. So hopefully we'll see how we go from there. But the other 2 things, and I wanted to save them for last because they really are the most important things to me, and that was being a good husband and being a good father. If you take away the music, if you take away my career, if you said you're never allowed to play a note of music ever again, I will of course be sad and devastated. But if the trade-off is you get to still be a husband and a father, I'll take it. Because it's just been, especially this year, it's been such an amazing roller coaster. And I do say roller coaster because anyone who has kids, you'll know that it's not always easy. It's not always happy-go-lucky. It's a lot of work, and but it is a labor of love, and it's the thing that I'm proudest of. So that was my year, 2024 in review. I hope that next year is going to be even more awesome, because this year was quite awesome. And if you're still watching this video, thank you for continuing to watch this video, and keep coming back. I got more shorts coming, and yeah, we're just getting started. So I hope you have an awesome rest of your year. There's not much left to it, but I hope it's awesome, and I hope you have a wonderful celebration. Stay safe and have a great 2025. I will see you in the next video.